Okay, good evening everyone. Welcome to today's market debrief. What you're looking on at the screen is the S&P 500 index. Okay, as we can see over here, the S&P 500 index has been making new highs over the past few days. Okay, so from this, what we have known that because of the unlimited QE policy, there are a lot of cash still floating around in the market, and most people, the rich, will usually use it to buy assets, meaning the stock markets or property or businesses. Okay, so it's nonetheless, therefore, it was pushing the prices of stock market, to new highs. Okay, so this is from what we see in the Dow Jones index is also in a similar pattern, seems to be moving upwards, and then we have our Nasdaq. Okay, same thing, similarly, okay, making new high. Okay, so this is the US market at the moment is still very strong. Okay, so but just be careful that we are approaching winter, and there are a lot of news saying that the COVID might surge or spike up, during the winter time. So we have to see how be watchful for the numbers, in the US, see how it expands, and what are the news that is going to negatively impact the market. So at this moment, the current play is mainly on the vaccine. Okay, so the vaccine, the main thing is the vaccine, and we are seeing here whereby the so-called the British grandmother is the first in the world to be to get the vaccine. Okay, so this is what is happening around in the world, and I think they are starting to roll out this vaccine for most of the masses, the population. Okay, so therefore the stock market is more on the so-called steady climb. Okay, this is the DAX, German DAX. Okay, we can see now it's also moving upwards. All right, it's preparing its so-called like a New Year rally. And because of the first vaccine being taken by the British, we have the UK stock market, moving to new highs, on so-called 1-year high. All right. Now in our Asian market, Hang Seng, okay, with its current COVID spike, about average like 100 cases a day. Right now, Hang Seng is trading in a range, a small flag pattern, trading just below this so-called main resistance band. Okay, over here. So we just have to monitor. It will take some time, probably another week or two, before you can start to break out on the upside. Here for the China market, as I've mentioned in the last video, is approaching at this resistance and likely to pull back. Okay, so that's what it has done for the past 1 week. Okay, so but most likely it's going to trade in the upper region of this trend channel or this consolidation channel. Okay, so you like to see how this one turns out. So as for our Singapore market, last week I mentioned that there is a likelihood of a second rally, probably to test around this area 3040. So just looking at how it's forming at this moment, it seems like the next 1 to 2 weeks might start this rally, or probably when the new year starts. Like usually for the past 8 years out of 10, they usually have a New Year's rally. Okay, so we might want to watch out for this second rally coming. Now for those who does trade in the Bitcoin, okay, main thing is the Bitcoin has already closed below this 20-day moving average. Okay, so if most likely it's going to consolidate already starting from here. Okay, so just watch out. It's not all rosy now at the moment for this Bitcoin. Okay, and I'd like to show the gold. This test of this support region is previous high. It has made a consecutive like a 1 week rally. Okay, so if I show this in a weekly chart, okay, this is how it looks like. I think I've mentioned this probably somewhere around here or so, that I mentioned that it's likely going to form a cup and handle pattern. Okay, so what happens is that it has already formed this cup pattern. Okay, it's break a new high and currently retrace back, okay, and retest this support region. So at this moment is probably going to form this cup, okay, and because this cup base pattern, it took like 9 years to form, okay, this whole cup base. So for this handle, right, I think a nice timing for it to form finish is roughly between 9 months to a year. Okay, so at this moment, from here is like August till now December. It's about 4 months, really 4 to 5 months of consolidation. So if we add on to the upside, probably if we add on to the other side, most probably is another, like, 3 to 4 months. Okay, so if we were to break out this high, right, it's most likely going to start a new trend. And I think last time I showed like a projection of 2005. Okay, now with this new high, right, I put this line here as today. The projection, right, is roughly probably going to be what, 2006 to 2009. Okay, if this were to happen. All right, so that is for the gold price. Now the reason why I've mentioned about this projection is that, given as the COVID as the global economic backdrop, right, and the US unlimited QE policy, we have entered into an unprecedented period, whereby the QE is pushing share prices go up, and but the thing is, it's causing inflation to happen. How does the inflation happen? Is through this dollar index. Okay, this US dollar has been weakening. Okay, and thus, because of the amount of cash floating in the economy, right, is pushing asset prices to new highs. Okay, so this is mainly in the US. Okay, so it might, and if US were to, if some of you, sorry, if some of you have read Ray Dalio's mention about new world order, a new world order whereby it's not going to be governed by US dollar anymore, and it could be back to gold standard, or it could be maybe yuan will come back to be the global reserve currency. A lot of things can happen. Okay, so with this whole thing, right, is we are entering into an unprecedented period. So we just have to be mindful of our position, stay a little bit diversified, do have some cash standby. If there's any big drop, it's when we want to go in to buy more also. So but at this moment, we just trade between short to mid term. We just follow the trend and see how this one turns out. Okay, so at this moment we are all towards recovery, rally. So we just see how, as week by week we monitor the whole situation. Okay, so let's look at the Singapore market. Now, the Singapore market mainly is the few big cap stocks is trading muted, sideways, very little movement. So with the like the banks, the DBS banks, despite this so-called buying of this LVS, this bank in India, bankrupt bank, and some issues, with them being sued thereafter. So it's still staying sideways, trading sideways. Okay, so we'll see how this one. This type of consolidation tends to show that it's likely to continue its rally upwards. So similarly for OCBC, okay, it's trending upwards, and sorry, it's not trending upwards. It's consolidating in a sideways fashion above this support. Okay, so as we know, you can see when price went below this 990 area, right, it's quickly being bought up back up. Okay, so most likely this 990 is a very strong support area. Okay, and today there's a rally, quite a nice rally with some volume. Okay, so the banks are showing all the signs, that it might have a new rally to come, probably in one next week, or the following week. Okay, so this 1 to 2 weeks, you just have to watch out for positions. Okay, so this is UOB. same pattern. All right. Okay, Capital Integrated Commercial Trust, previously Capital Mall. We see a so-called like a 4 days rally. Okay, and yes, here's a new high. So I think this is no longer valid. We shift this up. A new resistance here about 212. Okay, so 4 days already, we can't really chase price. At most another fifth day, and then we will start to consolidate. So from there, you would like to see reassess, and then maybe when you consolidate, you can look at a lower price to enter or add position. Okay, so this is Capital Integrated Commercial Trust. Okay, it seems to be strong. Okay, Mapletree NAC have a nice rally today, retesting this resistance known 95 cents, 95 half. Okay, so we'll see how there's a good volume coming in today. Okay, we'll see how it will turns out for tomorrow. Okay, looking at this, yeah, there seems to be a higher chance, higher probability of it to move upwards. So if it were to move upwards, we just have to be mindful of the next few resistance area. This one at roughly about $1, and the next one here at 104. Okay, this one is 99 cents, and this is on 104. Okay. Okay, Capital Retail China Trust. In last week I've talked about this. There's some strategy whereby people sell their shares, and then subscribe for Capital Retail Trust the excess rights. They try to get more rights, and then from here they already make a difference. Okay, from the rights issue at 117. So right now it's trading at 128. So the shares is likely going to be the so-called the rights issue shares is going to be listed on the 16th December. So there's every likelihood on the 16, 17, right, you will start to see some selling in the shares. So just be careful of that. Okay, today is the 9th. Okay, so but looking at this, right, it seems positive, for this share price. So let it finish its consolidation, and then we see from here how it turns out. Okay, so I believe quite a few have already entered position, like 120, applied for your rights, 117, and all this stuff. So I know we should see how and hold on the long term basis, because I would say on a long term basis this has a big potential, due to its expanded investment mandate to encompass all types of properties in its investment portfolio. So that is a purely China play, and Sassiarate, another China play, but mainly in the retail. Okay, last few weeks I already mentioned that it's really starting to break out. Okay, and then today make a new high, continue its rally. Okay, Mapletree Commercial Trust, past 2 days have some movement, attempting to try to break off this resistance, but I think it's a failed. So I would guess that it might trade sideways for a few more days, before re-attempting to break above this 208 to 210 resistance area. Okay. All right. So most likely the chances or probability of it moving upwards is still high. Landis rate, there's a nice rally past 1 week. Not really nice. I know it's a slow movement. Okay, so from here we would like to see if we can consolidate, pull back, to form like a handle pattern, and then we see how this one will turns out. Okay, so at this moment it looks like it might start to turn trend. Okay, so Landing Street is mainly on the Somerset 313 property in Singapore. Okay, so if Orchard area seems to be reviving, we should also be looking at this Star Hill Global REIT, mainly the Wisma Atria and the Takashimaya property. Okay, so this also seems like is attempting to turn around its trend. Another property that is more in the Orchard area, that will be your SPH REIT, dealing in your Paragon and your Paragon Medical Suites. Okay, this is SPH REIT. Okay, the previous sell down, I think mainly due to there some insider directors selling. Okay, and then thereafter has been rebounded back up. So at this moment, I still don't see a clear trend that it might turn up. All right. So I don't know, because of some all this insider trading, right? They might have less confidence in this counter. So for me, I'll still prefer Star Global REIT or Lendlease REIT. Okay, the past week we have this major news, okay, whereby Singapore issued a digital banking license, to four companies, your Grab, Singtel Venture, Jack Ma, Ant Group, tech firm C, and a conglomerate from China. Okay, so from this, right, we should probably look at some of the these few stocks. Okay, now the main news from this, right, I think the main thing that we should be looking at is that most of it is going to start operation in 2022, which is roughly like 1 year from now. Okay, so for 1 whole year, we will not be expecting revenue coming in from digital banking. Okay, but definitely investors is going to buy on forecast. They are going to buy on expectation. Okay, so I would say probably mid next year, all these stocks might start to move mid next year, so we should already start monitoring at this moment. Okay, so because of this, the news, Singtel has already gapped up, traded upwards, but there's a lot of selling happening. Okay, I think mainly because of these people who has already bought up, in anticipation of the news, and then sell over here. Okay, so basically buy on rumors, sell on news. So with this huge amount of volume, I will believe there are a lot of people already trapped here. So I think give it another few more days, 3 or 4 more days for contra period to be up. There are some forced selling to happen. It might have another dip. Okay, and maybe close this gap here at about 230, 34, 35. Maybe you can consider buying some shares over here at this price. Okay, so thereafter we should be holding for the next like 6 months to a year, for this whole news to sink in. Okay, so for those who are investors or long-term investors, you can look at this. Another possible one is because it affects Ant, and Ant is a subsidiary of Baba, or sorry, associate of Alibaba. Okay, so this is another one which you can look into. Okay, so from here, Alibaba seems to have a support here at about 244. Okay, so let it finish its consolidation, and then thereafter we might reassess it to see if it will have a chance to turn up. The other one is listed in the US. Okay, so C Limited. Okay, with your Shopee and some of the tech platforms. So this C had been on a so-called, I would say, parabolic run already. All right, so-called like triple, quadruple its price, from 50. This is a big breakout area. Alright, so due to the digital banking license, it's already continuously to move upwards. Okay, so just bear in mind this shares. If we were to have any big drop, can take a look to grab some to put in your portfolio if you like this. Okay, I think Shopee is under them also. Okay, so yeah, the fourth one is not listed. It's basically a conglomerate, so I'm not too sure about that. Okay, so these are the main three that you can look, to have this digital banking presence in Singapore. probably the stock to look out for next week. This is Capital Land. All right, so at this moment it's been consolidating very nicely, very tightly. It seems like it might break off, in the next few days, to move up. So watch out for this. This is Capital Land. So if we look at Capital Land property, we take a look at CTDEF. Okay, CTDEF seems like it's attempting to turn around, breaking above this 200-day moving average. Okay, this is Hong Kong Land, trading just below this resistance. Okay, so it's also looking to attempt to break off this and do a turnaround trend. So they are all very similar. Okay, so that's why I said Singapore is looking at probably a second rally about to happen. We can look at Jardine Matheson Holding. It's already starting to move off. Jardine Strategic similarly. Okay, it already start to yesterday had a move already. So these are the main big cap stocks. We should be looking on at the upside. Whereas the industrial REITs, are the one that are weak. The whole sector. Okay, but why is it of interest? Is because some of these are very big, like Ascendas REIT, Maple Log, Maple Industries. They are very big companies. They are solid. They are stable, and then they give good dividends. So these are some of the counters that we should be looking at for those who want to have a investment portfolio. Okay, so Ascendas REIT has been drifting down, as I mentioned for the past few videos. Really, is drifting down, and then now it's in its support region between 288 and 290, about $3. Okay, so now it's currently in this support region. So we'd like to see how it will turn out over the next 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, you can look for chances to accumulate in this. Similarly for Maple Logistic, okay, it looks to be weak, so we like to look for opportunity, something like this, it went all the way down, and you can look for opportunity to grab some shares. Maple Tree Industrial, similarly, you have this, and then forming like a cup and a handle. So it looks likely it might start to turn down. Okay, so same, if we will have to have this type of selling, we want to find opportunity to grab some shares. Okay, and it's the same pattern for Keppel DC REIT. Okay, this is a cup, and then right now it's doing a very small little handle at the moment. So if you were to break this about 270, most likely it's going to trend downwards. Okay, so this is one of the weaker sector, also inclusive of the medical stocks like Top Glove, MedTech, and then the rest seems to be weak. Okay, Top Glove at this moment has a nice support here about $2.10. It's been bouncing off this support, and then there is a rally yesterday. Okay, but the thing is there is a lot of selling happening today. Okay, so most likely it's going to trend consolidate sideways, and then retest this support. So, but if the support is weak, if the vaccine goes well, there's less demand, market economy is opening up, I don't think Top Glove or Riverstone on all these stocks, right, is going to have any positive upside. Okay, so now at this moment we are starting to see some small cap stocks that are running. So I just highlight a few. Okay, Enviro Hub, penny stocks. Okay, there are some penny stocks that are running already. These are Enviro Hub. Okay, so mainly don't chase price. Wait for it to consolidate. No nice sideways movement, small little movement. Then you look for opportunity to enter. Okay, Oceaners, I've been mentioning this a few times. Mainly to wait for it to drop, consolidate, and then we see if you can like buy at like 2 cents or 1.8 cents, so we just be patient. All set. Previously Singapore e-development, this one was mainly like they come up with some technology for like COVID vaccine or some COVID related resistant kind of drug or something, that for this thing run, and now it's consolidate back down. So because of all the recent vaccine news, there is a spike, previously, and then it's been consolidating quite well, with a support at about 7.5. So those who penny stock lovers or like to do short-term trade, you can look at this. Okay. Well, I've not seen this stock for a long time. Geo Energy Resource has a nice 1 week rally. Okay, so wait for it to consolidate, rest, and then we see how this one will turns out. This is a stock that I pretty much don't like to trade. Golden Agri Resource. Let me show you this crude palm oil prices. Okay, the crude palm oil price has been has a nice rally, big rally. Okay, Wilma has already ran, but I don't understand why Golden Agri has not rallied yet. Okay, so only the recent this rally happened, and then it's been consolidating sideways, pullback. Okay, so I don't know, will this be affected by the rally or start to play catch up. Okay, and then one more stock. This I think is a I talked about this stock way back, somewhere around here. Traded this stock over here. And then thereafter this, waiting for it to break this consolidation, but I did not follow through. Okay, so I totally missed this run. So at this moment, it's already doing a nice consolidation over here. So we like to see it can pull back below this resistance and see if it can hold well, and then look for the next trade to trade above this 83.5 cents. Okay, Silver Lake. So with that's the end of my debrief. So if you guys have any question, you can post in the chat or something, or you can ask me in this channel. Okay, Silver Lake at this moment is still consolidating. There is some attempt rally, or some people buying or accumulating. So this is a good sign, I would say. Okay, and I think this is definitely a accumulation zone. This 25 half to 29 cents area. This whole area is like accumulation zone. So I believe once it managed to break this 29 cents, right, it might start to have a new trend already. Okay, so this is already a precursor that's already loaded up. There's no big selling happening, so they are still accumulating. Alright, Valuetronics is still trading in this band. As I mentioned, it's very sluggish. So it has to wait until it breaks this 22 cents, right? Then we will start to see movement in this stock. So at this moment, at the bottom half, it will be a nice consolidation or accumulation zone. Or you can prefer for it to break above this 25 half or 63 cents to start a new trend. Okay, so at this moment it's still sluggish. There's not much interest at this moment. Okay, Venture does not seem promising at the moment. With all this red bar and trading close to the support here. Okay, so it just shows that the probability of breaking below this $18.80, right? The chance of it breaking below is very high. Okay, so I would say do not buy first. But if it has a few big down days, right, you can look at it to buy. Okay. We are having all the tech stocks. Okay, UMS. UMS similarly is sluggish. Okay, yes, it's resistance here at about 109. Okay, so this is in a big it's still in a consolidation. It's a big consolidation, and it needs to break above this 109, right, to have any positive move. Okay, so anything in this area like 94, 96 cents is definitely a good place to accumulate. But I don't think it might reach there. So there is a small little support here at about $1, a psychological support. So that is a possible area, to accumulate. And AEM pattern wise don't look good. It seems to be uh, making more attempts on the downside, so it's most likely there are further downsides to AEM. Starburst have some news management issues, I think, rate by CAD. Okay, so this is a very big gap, and then it tried to rally back, and then it pulled back down. This pullback down, I don't think is a good sign. Okay, doesn't looks good. We do a comparison with another company that had a CAD rate, one of its director being arrested. When was that? It was here. Okay, so this was the day where the CAD rate news come out. It crashed all the way down, and then people buy back up, and then the share price has stayed up. Okay, so in this case, right, it shows that the investors has confidence in the management. Okay, mainly because the person who was arrested, it doesn't play a very big role in the so-called in the management of the trust, this EC World REIT. But if we look at this Starburst, okay, the reaction wasn't immediate. Okay, it's past a few days. Okay, we rallied back up, but then it's sold down. So this is mainly so-called being traded rather than people grabbing up to invest more in this company. Okay, so in terms of trading, it doesn't bode well. There's still a lot of selling. No buyers are supporting it, and people who had so-called the buyers who have bought here, right, has already sold here and here. So no buyers are already supporting this. So I doubt that this one will move up in the short term. Okay, probably might have some small rebound, and then it might continue to drift back down. HPH Trust, because this is a big rally, this is like a rounding pattern, or with such a rounding pattern, most likely this is going to be consolidating further. Okay, most likely it's not going to finish so soon. Okay, so nice base area is probably like 17 cents. Okay, we would like to see if we can stay above this 17 cents, finish its consolidation, and then we look for opportunity to trade. So all in all, this has shown a nice turnaround pattern. Okay, so but it will be like, it will go up, two steps up and one step down. So let it finish its consolidation like this, and then we will start to move back up. So we just have to wait for another like 1 or 2 weeks more. Okay, is there any other question? If not, thank you everyone. See you guys next week.